Hi yogis, my name's Abigail and this video is an explanation of what the beginner series at One Tree Yoga will look like in October. The series will be on Zoom and it will take place on Saturdays from 8 to 9 in the morning. You can take the class live with me on those 5 Saturdays in October, or you can take the class and get the recording at a different time after the class is complete. So this beginner series is, like I said, 5 Saturdays, so we've got essentially 5 hours to cover all that there is to cover about yoga, which won't happen, but we'll do our best. So you can expect in this beginner series to be very foundational. So a couple of things about the series. We're going to work from the 8 limbs of yoga, specifically on the limbs that include pranayama, asana, and then dharana. So working with the breath, the physical yoga postures, and the ability to concentrate or pay attention. Some of the other pieces of this series include the Zoom component. So if you're new to Zoom, I would highly recommend getting familiar with it before the series starts. You'll be taking class that way, getting onto Zoom platform a couple of minutes before practice. I'll sign you in, and then we'll practice with this sort of video feature. Some of the props that you might need for this practice include a yoga mat. My lovely dog Charlie is modeling for us. Underneath my blanket here is a yoga mat, so any exercise mat will do. You can also grab a couple of blankets from your home, or if you'd like to buy yoga blankets, you can find them in all sorts of places. But for practice with this series, I would recommend 2. And then your yoga blocks, really nice props to have. You can also buy these pretty much anywhere if you'd like to purchase your own props. The other important piece is a strap or a belt. This is an actual yoga strap, but if you want to use props that you have in your house, you could use like a belt for your pants or like a super long stretchy sock or tights or something. That will do. And then occasionally we might invite the use of the wall. And so when you set up to practice, we may orient so that we can use the wall as a place of push or a place of support. So that said, I mentioned earlier that there's a lot of different definitions of yoga. There's a lot of different ways to teach yoga, and this series is going to be taught primarily from the 3 of the 8 limbs of yoga, using the pranayama, asana, and dharana. And so you can expect to physically be in the experience of the breath. So we'll work with the breath mechanics, do a variety of breathing exercises, not only alone by themselves, but with the postures. And then of course the physical aspects of the practice. So you'll find that we'll be on our backs, we'll be on our sides, on our bellies, kneeling, sitting, standing, all of the different ways that we can orient as humans, we will do in this series. And then the last piece is that practice of attention. So yoga is really about tuning the inner ear. And this series will do that not only through breath exploration and the postural exploration, but also just really that chance to look inward at your body, at your breath, and at your mind, so that we can hopefully calm the nervous system, because that really is the goal. Yoga is really that calming of the whirlings or calming of the chatter, and so we will work with that in this series. After each class, so after each Saturday, you'll get a sequence provided by me as to what we did in that practice. And so if there was a particular breathing exercise that you really enjoyed, or some part of the movement practice that was really helpful, you could revisit that with the sequence, which I'll provide after the class is ended after each Saturday. So if you have questions about the series, I think I didn't mention at the beginning of this video, but pricing. This is a $60 series. It's offered through One Tree Yoga in Omaha, Nebraska, but the beauty of this is that it is Zoom, and so you could take this series if you live out of state, since this practice will be online. and you can pay going to the website and making a profile if you don't already have one, or you could go to onetreeyoga.com/pricing or /schedule, and you'll find this series starting October 1st. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the studio or to myself. Again, my name is Abigail, and I look forward to having you join for this beginner series. Namaste.